believe the inference concept file was the most useful for me. The reason being, obviously, inference questions, that's one, being considered to be one of the toughest questions in RC. But the way it has been segregated, like you have said, inference can be, one particular word or phrase and then extension of the passage, and then you talk about the combination. In combination, you talk about simple, generic to specific, and specific to general. That is very useful, I believe, because if you know what kind of inference we're talking about, life becomes simpler, at least in deciphering the answer. That is what I have felt.
I had taken the e-GMAT course and also followed Ron's videos. And I found both of them pretty informative. But the thing for me was that if the time was not a problem, I would answer most RC correct. But whenever I was under the time constraint, I would mess up RC. And with your course, I think what really, the way you separate yourself from others is that the process of thinking before reading, the next instance. That is, in every para, you ask us to actually pre-think on, what could be the next para or what could be the next, that the author is trying to convey. And I think that helped a lot. Today I took a diagnostic and it's got a 92. So I actually used this. So.
The other thing I would thank you is for that the application files targeting each specific area. That is the way you guys have put up, like maybe for the inference-based questions, for detail-based questions, for the structure questions. That also helps a lot. Because otherwise, I see other courses where simply, the approach is totally different than this. They are not targeting based on the questions, but they are rather targeting on how to read a passage, how to summarize, or how to say make notes, and based on the notes answer the questions. But I think this is something unique which helped me a lot. At the moment I started the beta and I went to the first couple of slides, I came to know what I was doing wrong. The first thing I was doing wrong was I was reading the passage from top to bottom without taking any notes. For the last 4 CATs which I gave, like it was 2 e-GMAT CATs and 2 GMAT prep CATs. In RC I never scored less than 85% after that, 85% is questions.
Prior to this, I had Manhattan GMAT RC book, that's it. I read that book, and one more thing, I took Princeton review classes here.
Okay.
So basically, that is one of the instructors from that Princeton course. They taught us one of the strategy using how to deal RC questions, but that strategy didn't work, and eventually I had to come up with my own strategy. That was like read the whole passage and then answer the questions. In terms of approaching the passage, frankly speaking, after reading Manhattan's book, I was not able to figure out what should I do for the passages. So I was not having any strategy set in my mind that I should approach the passage with this kind of framework. That framework was not set in my mind after reading that book. So after going through the course, this thing was so that I knew how to tackle the passages, all the passages. Like there is a proper framework, you have to apply that framework and come up with the passage summary and then use that passage summary to solve all the questions. So it's like you have to get that passage summary. Without that passage summary, you won't be able to solve those questions, which frankly speaking, I didn't got anywhere on reading any book. This thing was not there in any